Dear friends, namaste, and that's RAMNEEK WIG in front of you. Friends, today I'm going to be telling you about the importance of pranayama and food therapy. What are its healing powers? How it makes changes into our systems? How can we get rid of various degenerative diseases? How can we have a healthy lifestyle? How can we get rid of stress? How can we get rid of problems like cancer, diabetes, asthma, high blood pressure, and many other degenerative diseases? Friends, first let me share my story with you. Friends, when I was 25, this is way back in the year 1998, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, cancer of the limbs. At that time, friends, the cure rate was just huge. It was a 90% cure rate. The doctors in India said that, Mr. Wig, you'll be getting 6 months of chemotherapy, and after that, you will be perfectly fine. So friends, I got my chemotherapy done in India in the year 1999. After the chemotherapies, a doctor got all my scans done, and according to the doctors, I was perfectly fine. After that, friends, I got back to my normal profession. And about 2 to 3 months were fine, but after that again I started getting a swelling underneath my armpit and just at the right portion of my neck. Now, since I had taken a lot in my earlier part of my life, so I thought not to take any chances, and we at once went back to the oncologist. The oncologist said that we should go for a scan just to see that whether everything is okay or not. So friends, I got my scan done. And according to the scan, the cancer had come back within the next 3 to 4 months. So I had just completed with my treatment in the year 1999, and the cancer was back in 3 months. The scans further said that the cancer was very aggressive, and it had gone all across my chest region and all the way down till my abdominal region. The doctors in India said that I should go for a bone marrow transplant because that was the best treatment in such a situation. So friends, I decided to go for a transplant to the United States. That was in Los Angeles, a county called Orange County. Now friends, the next month I went along with my parents to UCI Medical Center, which is in Orange County, Los Angeles. My aunt, who is in the United States, so she made all the arrangements for us. Now, reaching the UCI Medical Center, the director of the center was Dr. Winston Ho. He saw all my scan reports and he said that, yes, Mr. Wig, you seem to be a good patient for bone marrow transplant. He first explained to me the entire protocol of the treatment. The transplant involved a catheter which was to be inserted just below my neck right here, which was to be followed by 7 days and 7 nights of continuous chemotherapy. The 8th day was the rest day, and the 9th day they would have to reinsert the processed stem cells into me through the same catheter right here. Then, according to them, the new bone marrow would start functioning on the 15th day. In all, it involved about 21 to 23 days of stay in the hospital. So, we did exactly as told by the doctors, and I was admitted to the UCI Medical Center in about January 2000. So friends, I got my transplant done at UCI Medical Center. This was followed by 1 month of radiotherapy. Now friends, this entire treatment completed in about March 2000. After the treatment, the doctors got all my scans done, and he found that everything was perfectly normal. So he told me, Mr. Wig, you seem to be doing well, the cancer is gone, and you can get back to your normal profession now. So friends, we came down back to India in the year 2000. Now coming back to India, I again got back to my profession. 2001 and 2 were good with me, no problem. But in the year 2003 end, something very strange started happening with me. Now, the region right here from where the biopsy had been done way back in the year 1998, from where the tumor had been taken out, I could see some odd thing happening right here. The scar of the biopsy was still there right here, but I could feel some sort of pus like mucus started coming out from this scar region. Now this was very strange for me. I went back to my oncologist and he thought that probably it is tuberculosis. So he put me onto anti-tubercular treatment. But since it was not tuberculosis, the pus started coming out more and more. I could feel as if a lot of pus was coming out from this region, this scar right here. Soon the situation became rather bad. This area of my collarbone started as if melting. I could feel like this, as if this area was melting. And I could feel as if a lot of tumors were coming across all my back region. I could feel a lot of tumors coming across. The doctors were quite confused. They had put me onto anti-tubercular treatment, but here they had gone wrong. Now what happened, since it was not tuberculosis, one day what happened that this collarbone over here melted away. Situation became so bad that if you see right here, this entire collarbone melted. Now if you see right here, I've got a new collarbone right here. This entire area melted away. This entire area is a new area. This entire area melted away. Now what happened is that it became so bad that you could put in a pen from here and take it out from here. Right from here you could put a pen and take it out from here. The entire tunnel-like passage came up right from here all the way down to here. The doctors were quite confused. They didn't know what was really happening with me. All across my back, many tumors came up. The situation became so bad that I used to sleep on an airbag. I couldn't even sleep on a normal surface because the situation became rather bad. Ultimately, the doctors in India, they gave up. They told my parents that yes, we've gone wrong. It is cancer which even came back after the transplant, and now it has spread all across. Right from here all the way till here, there was a huge tunnel all across. The cancer has spread all across my back. There were numerous tumors all across my back. I used to sleep on an airbag. Finally, the doctors in India gave up. They told my parents, you can take your child home because we will not be able to save him. This seems to be the last stage of cancer. It has spread all across. They even told my parents you could click a photograph of his, which would be helpful during the Chautha ceremony because he doesn't have more time with him. Maximum he's going to go away in 1 month. So hearing this, my parents were very disappointed and I was shifted back to my home. What the doctors did is they put a 1 meter cloth in betadine and fixed this whole area up. They put a cloth from here and took it out from here and bandaged this entire area because this entire area was hollow right from here to here. Now coming back down to my home here, I never gave up, friend. Let me tell you here, I had always full faith in God and I still have always full faith in God. And friends, my parents have been very supportive. They have done all what a good parent should do for their children. Now, since my parents were very supportive for me and I had full faith in God, I told my father, Papa, I want to live. I'm not going to die like this. Let's try something else. So my father called up my aunt in the United States because she's a US citizen. She lives there. And my aunt found another hospital for us called USC Medical Center in Los Angeles. This hospital said that yes, we can try some research treatment onto your son, but that would not cure the disease. That could maximum give him a life of 4 to 6 months because the right treatment is a transplant. But in such a scenario, when so much of pus is oozing out, he cannot take in the load of 7 days and 7 nights of continuous chemotherapy. That is the reason we cannot go for a transplant. So all what he is left with is that we can give him some high dosage chemotherapy which could give him a life of about 4 to 6 months. We'll try to give that treatment to him if you so desire. We'll try to knock down the cancer cells, but they would definitely come back within 4 to 6 months. So the cure rate would be practically negligible with this treatment. But yes, it might give him a life of 4 to 6 months. So since we got some ray of hope that yes, I could live for 4 to 6 months, we took the next week flight back to the United States. My father, my mother and me, we reached the LAX, Los Angeles International Airport. That's what it is called. It's called LAX. So we reached the LAX airport and my aunt was there with the hospital ambulance waiting for me. She drove me down from the LAX airport to USC Medical Center. I was in the ambulance. Finally reaching the center, the doctor was quite surprised to see me. He said, Mr. Wig, I've never seen such a case in my life. I can put my hand from here and take it out from here. You're all hollow. How come you reached the US? I said, doctor, since we got some ray of hope, that's the reason I'm here. Again, the doctor said that, Mr. Wig, as I did tell you, we'll try to give you some research treatment. We'll try to knock down the cancer cells. But according to me, they would definitely come back within the next 4 to 6 months because the cure rate is practically negligible. So friends, hearing this, my parents were a little bit disappointed, but then we thought that whatever we get is good for us. So the doctor started on with the treatment the next very day. And friends, let me tell you here, after about a week of treatment, I could feel much better. I could feel as if my diet was coming back. My nose was shrinking a little bit around my back region, and the quantity of pus which was oozing reduced considerably. So friends, as they used to be giving me chemotherapy, I felt better and better. In all, I was in the United States for 2 months. After 2 months, the doctor said that, yes, Mr. Wig, we have tried to knock down the cancer cells with this chemotherapy, but according to us, you don't have much time with you. You're going to get a maximum 4 to 6 months of time with you, because according to us, the cancer would definitely come back within the next 4 to 6 months, and the cure rate is practically negligible. Now, hearing this, we came down back to India. Friends, this is the year 2004 I'm talking to you about. Now, friends, coming back down to India, life practically totally changed with me. This was the turning point of my life. Now, friends, let me tell you, when I used to do my profession, I was quite fond of yoga and naturopathy. It was my parents who had put me into this. They had told me that I should try to make this a part of my life. So friends, I had done a course called Diploma in Yoga and Naturopathy from a university in Delhi, and this was a 1-year course. I had come first in the university, and I had done this course way back. But friends, I had never implemented this knowledge onto myself. I knew the basic knowledge of pranayama. I knew what food therapy was all about since I had done this course. I had come first in the university. They had given me a gold medal for that. But friends, I had never implemented this knowledge of pranayama and food therapy onto myself because I was very busy in my profession. But now, friends, since I had all the time with me, the doctors had not given me much time to live, so I thought, why not try to implement this knowledge of pranayama and food therapy what I hold. So friends, now in the year 2004, I made a set of 15 pranayamas for myself and named them as Mind, Body, Soul Pranayama set. And along with that, I started getting very cautious of my eating habits, because we had learned in our course that whatever food you eat is either good or bad for your system. So I tried to start eating those foodstuffs which had a high antioxidant value. That means a high ORAC value. And I also started eating those foodstuffs which were anti-tumor in nature. Friends, I was very regular with my pranayama. I used to do it 1 hour morning and 1 hour evening. Friends, soon the time passed by and I felt that I'm doing great no matter what the doctors in the US were saying. I thought to myself that yes, I'm doing great. Finally, friends, I went back to my doctor in the US after 6 months, and the doctor was quite surprised to see me. He said, Mr. Wig, you're still there. What have you been up to? I said, doctor, I'm just doing my pranayama and food therapy, and I haven't had a single pill since I've left the United States. The doctor first got my lung functioning test done, and he was quite surprised. He said, Mr. Wig, when you left from the United States, your right lung, because of the lot of fibroids were there, it was just working 20% of its capacity. But now I'm surprised that both your lungs are working 100% to their capacity. He also got my other scans done, like CT scans and others, and he was quite surprised to see that the cancer was not there. The doctor said that, Mr. Wig, pranayama and food therapy really seems to be working well on you. So just continue with that, and I think things are great with you right now. So I came down back to India, and I was continuing with those same pranayamas and food therapy. And friends, I again went back to the doctor in the US in the year 2005, and the doctor was again quite surprised to see that the cancer was not there. So friends, 1 year passed by and I was cancer free. Now I thought to myself, since 1 year has already passed by and the cancer hasn't come back, why not try to implement this knowledge onto others also? So friends, I made different courses, what I still conduct at all my centers in Delhi. I made different courses that people can come and learn pranayama and food therapy and get the benefits of these. The courses which I made and what I still conduct at my centers in Delhi are the following. Number 1, disease-specific course on pranayama and food therapy, which consists of 10 classes. Number 2, basic course on pranayama and food therapy, which consists of 8 classes. Number 3, advanced course on pranayama and food therapy, which consists of 8 classes. Number 4, basic course on meditation, which consists of 6 classes. And number 5, teachers training course on pranayama, food therapy and meditation, which consists of 22 classes. So friends, I made all these courses in the year 2005, and I still conduct all these courses at my centers at GK1 and GK2 at Delhi. Friends, I also have a residential center at GK1 New Delhi, so if you want to come for these courses and stay at my center, you're most welcome. We have all AC rooms and it's a good residential center, so you can come and stay at the center also. Friends, I also conduct all these courses through internet Skype. So if you want to do these courses, you can also do these courses over the Skype. Now friends, since all these courses are personalized, you can choose your date and time of all the classes. You can always take an appointment by calling to me directly at my personal cell number, which is 099-101-78140. You can check my website, that is www.ramneekwig.com, which is www.ramneekwig.com. You can check my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Yoga Guru Ramneek Wig. It has over 430 videos related to different ailments. You can also check my page on Facebook, which is facebook.com/The Miracles of Pranayama and Food Therapy. You can email to me if you're interested in doing any of these courses. My email is yogaenjoyment@gmail.com. And you can personally talk to me if you're interested in doing any of these courses. My personal cell number is 099-101-78140. If you're calling from outside India, the code for India is +91. So if you're calling from outside India, you got to dial +91-99-101-78140. Friends, here I must tell you that pranayama and food therapy is a complete science in itself. I see many people doing pranayamas, but they are doing it incorrectly. Pranayama is a complete science in itself, and it is based on these 4 pillars. If you see this chart right in front of me, pranayama is based on these 4 pillars, which are inhalation, internal retention, exhalation, and external retention. And there's a fixed ratio between all these 4, which is 1:4:2:4. That means inhaling 4, holding 16, exhaling 8, and then external retention 16. Now friends, there are several safety precautions what you also have to keep in your mind as a pranayama practitioner. In my book titled The Miracles of Pranayama, I have given a separate chapter for safety precautions. Friends, I have written 14 books in all, so you can purchase all these books from my centers also. These are my books right here. So I have written 14 books in all, like The Miracles of Pranayama, The Healing Power of Fruits, The Secrets of Good Health, The Joy of Meditation, The Secrets of Happiness, Believe in Being a Winner, Win Over Cancer, Pranayama to Beat Stress, Happiness Lies in Your Attitude, Pranayama for Teenagers, Be Happy Every Day. And I have 3 Hindi books also titled Cancer Ko Maat, Pranayam Ke Chamatkar, and Pranayama Dwara Tanav Ko Maat. So friends, it's very important to do your pranayamas correctly. Friends, you can purchase all these books from my centers at Delhi, and you can also email to us, so the books would be sent to you through courier. Now friends, remember that pranayama and food therapy is a complete science in itself, and you are going to be doing it correctly. Many times I see people doing pranayama but not doing it correctly. Now remember, these are the golden rules of pranayama. You got to remember that you should always do abdominal breathing in pranayama. Second, you've got to remember to follow the ratios, that as you inhale, you retain, you exhale, and then you do external retention. You got to follow the ratios, which is 1:4:2:4. But remember to follow the safety precautions also. Next, you have to remember the bandhas. The bandhas are the locks or the pressure locks what we form in pranayama. So you got to remember to follow the bandhas. When you're doing internal retention, you always apply Jalandhar Bandh, which is chin lock. And when you're doing external retention, you got to apply 3 bandhas, which is Jalandhar Bandh, Udyan Bandh and Mool Bandh. So remember to do it correctly. If you're not doing it correctly, you will get no benefits out of it. Many times I see people doing pranayamas, but they are not doing correctly. And it's important to do your pranayama correctly. If you're not going to be doing your pranayama correctly, you will never get the benefits. I see a lot many people doing pranayamas but not doing correctly. They are unaware of the ratios. Next, friends, you got to again remember very nicely that food therapy also has a major role. Now, whatever food you eat, for example, let me talk to you about this chart of mine right here. Whatever food you eat is either good or bad for your system. So you got to get into a habit of eating those foodstuffs which are good for you and avoid eating those foods which are detrimental to your health. So friends, remember to do your pranayama and be very cautious of your eating habits, and it has a remarkable healing effect on our system. Friends, remember to follow the ratios as you're doing your pranayama. Remember to follow abdominal breathing as you're doing your pranayama. So friends, if you have any queries or if you want to do any of the courses with me, you can directly get in touch with me. My cell number is 099-101-78140. You can also check my website out, which is www.ramneekwig.com. I have 14 books, so you can also buy them through my website, or you can just email to me at yogaenjoyment@gmail.com. The books would be couriered to you. So friends, you're most welcome to come and do the courses. We have a residential center at GK1 New Delhi, so you can come and do at our you can come and do the courses at our residential center, and you can also do all the courses through the internet Skype. Since all courses are personalized, you can choose your date and time of all the classes. So friends, do have a nice day ahead. Keep healthy and keep good care of your health. Take good care of your health and always be happy. Namaste friends, and have a great day.